Oh, hello, Podwatcher gang. Podwatcher Nation? I don't know what. Anyway, before we get to today's episode, I've got some exciting news. This September, Ryan and I are hitting the road once again for Ghost Files Live, which at this point is just a rich, spooky season tradition. If you've never been, we're going to be screening an all-new, never-before-seen episode of Ghost Files. We're going to chat about the episode, have a fun Q&A. We're going to be testing out some very scientific ghost hunting equipment. There's heavy air quotes around that if you couldn't tell. What else? As a thrilling finale, maybe you know what? I'm going to kill Ryan Bergara on stage, and we're going to see if a ghost comes out of him. That part's not true. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets are on sale now. You can head to ghostfileslive.com for a full list of dates. We hope to see you out there. In the meantime, keep it spooky. And without further ado, on to another landmark episode of your Podwatcher.
This week on Podwatcher.
Scariest sound I've ever heard in the forest.
That's compelling. Bro.
If you guys had to choose between a zombie apocalypse or an alien invasion, which one would you choose?
Ooh. I would still have that hopeful part of my brain that maybe we could figure it out, so maybe we don't shoot Grandma in the head.
You gotta. Well, guess what? Grandma's gonna be chewing your balls off if you don't.
Oh. Yeah. That's scary, dude. Yay!
I can't keep doing
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Podwatcher, the official podcast of Watcher Entertainment. I'm Ryan Bergara.
I'm Jim Madej.
I'm Stephen Lim.
Hey, and this is a show where we chat about whatever's on our minds every week. And today we're going to be answering some of your guys' cues, as we have been doing recently.
As we've been doing, I have something that I'm bringing to the table
Me
this
too.
week, though, as well. Oh, do you?
I do.
Wait, before you do that, though, make sure you like and subscribe if you're watching.
Hey.
Oh,
Over
yeah.
on Watcher Podcast on youtube.com/WatcherPods.
Or wherever you get your pods.
If you're listening to it, make sure you rate the podcast 5 stars.
Podcast.
Yeah.
That's right. Despite that accent, still rate it 5 stars.
Yes.
What are some other indie platforms that we're on?
Indie platforms?
We're on more than just Apple and Spotify, right? We're on like
There's a lot of like
wherever you get your podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of ones. People have like their little special apps that they use.
Yeah.
It's like Podfucker. And you can, there's some good ones out there. I gotta up my podcast game. I just use whatever Apple has, but
Yeah.
it probably doesn't have good functionality, right? There's better stuff.
It
out
feeds you the
I like
same
Spotify. Spotify's my
mainstream
favorite.
stuff.
Spotify good
I like it. I use Spotify for everything.
for
though.
podcasts.
I use Apple for everything, but that's because I'm locked into the ecosystem.
Well, this
They
has been
trap me.
exciting. What are you guys up to, huh?
Well, before we start, I have a follow up from a previous episode.
Oh, yeah?
Remember when we were saying that we're talking about Ryan and his caffeine sensitivity,
Yeah.
and we're talking about spiking his caffeine or his drinks. And I had first thought, I should do placebo tests on Ryan.
Yeah.
Spike his drink every other day, add caffeine, don't add caffeine.
Have you been
blah, blah,
doing
blah.
this?
I have not been doing it
Because I
because
think that would be unethical.
yeah, I would need more consent from him to
That's right.
participate in that medical trial. However,
You got his consent.
I did on the podcast. You're
did.
right.
Yeah, that's true.
But instead of doing that, I thought it would be easier to actually just create drinks for him at varying levels of matcha,
Yeah.
caffeine,
Yeah.
and see how you feel at the end of the podcast.
All right.
So what, like each week we're gonna give him more and more and see what his threshold is?
Each week, I'm gonna vary it. Some will be more, some will be less. Do you want to know how much caffeine is in your drink this week?
I do, because I actually just had 3 breakfast tacos, and so hopefully that'll just
Oh,
pour on
okay.
top of
I
that.
don't
Okay,
think, I
well,
don't think you should tell him.
I do want to know.
Well, in that case, to keep
Actually-
it consistent, before every podcast, you're gonna have 3 breakfast tacos.
That's true.
if we want.
Well, typically the max amount of caffeine I have is a decaf coffee, which is, I think, about like 2 milligrams. But then I had that Coke Zero, at least a couple sips of that, and there was like 45 milligrams in that. So at least that's probably 2 or 3.
Oh,
Do you mind handing this over to Ryan?
This is scary. I'm actually scared.
How much caffeine is in
this
that?
is level 1.
It's level 1. So on a scale of 1 to 10,
Did you make this?
I made these in the morning.
Where'd you-
Oh, I should have made one for you, Shane, and Matt. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I got water. I'm
Okay,
okay.
okay.
Don't
I have my Red Bull.
I'll make one for everybody next time.
Just to be clear, that before I drink this drink, it is not an allergy. It's apparently a hypersensitivity because I talked to my doctor about this. Because I'm able to have decaf, which has 2 milligrams of caffeine in it. And it doesn't like give me an allergic reaction. It's just the more caffeine I consume, the more my body has an adverse reaction to it. Like hives or getting a fever or something like that. So my throat's not going to close up or anything like that.
Components of this drink.
I start breaking out into hives, you know.
The components of this drink are oat milk, matcha, and agave. Little like 3 drops of agave.
It's really good. It's tasty.
You didn't put any love in it?
Thank you. A lot of love. A lot of
You
love.
didn't put any
Can I
love
just
in
try
it.
a
If you know
sip?
what I
I
mean.
just want to try a sip.
And
You know what I'm talking about, man?
Can I say we were shooting an episode of FYA. It's already out now, but it was about Toy Story Midway Mania.
Oh no,
And
dude!
the second I realized that game had a string that you pull back and forth,
Yeah.
I was like, this episode is going to be a nightmare.
To be fair, there was one portion where it was like he was testing me. Like the guest we had on, he had mentioned,
he was saying a lot of funny
he
things.
said like there's a point in the game where you have to throw 10 rings on something to get it to blast off, and then a robot comes out, and then the robot opens his mouth, and you have to shoot as fast as you can into his mouth. And I was just like sitting there like shaking, just like don't.
And he didn't want anything to do with that.
Not say anything.
okay, Michael Scott. Okay, Michael.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
Oh yeah, it was like that episode of The Office
Yeah.
where they try to
It's like-
entrap Michael Scott with the "That's what she said."
So for this drink, on a level of 1 to 10 amount of caffeine, my drink is at about a 6, and your drink is at a 2.
What does that amount to in milligrams, though?
I'm just gonna keep that.
It's a mystery.
I'm gonna give you the ranking.
You're writing this down, though.
I have this written now, and then at the end of the
Milligrams.
episode, I want you to tell the audience how you feel.
You know what's funny about this is the first time I've ever had caffeine was on camera. Really, like a cup of coffee was on camera.
Was that the first time you had coffee?
It was at the
No way.
Whaley House.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were shooting in that hotel for the Whaley House
Yes.
for BuzzFeed Unsolved.
We were staying at the hotel that is like a block away from the Whaley
Yeah,
House.
and I drank a cup of coffee, and you could tell in that episode I'm out of my mind.
You didn't know what to do with yourself.
Well, my hands started shaking.
Yeah.
I was just like, sometimes I do get the shakes if I get too much caffeine. So I'm curious if I'm going to go insane. It's funny that maybe the last time I have another a caffeinated coffee-ish beverage will be on camera. We'll see. Maybe
Ever?
this is it. I mean, the decaf. If I have 2 cups of decaf, it's gotten me fucked up before. So we'll see.
Well, this will be a very good data point for me. I can always reduce it down. Like we're at a 2. We could go 1. We could go 0.5. I want to see what the perfect level for Ryan is.
The other thing
it's
you
been a
can do,
decaf.
and I don't even know if I should say this, at some point you should give him one and be like, okay, now this is level 5.
Uh-huh.
And see, like if the previous week he was like, I don't know, I was a little jittery. Then give him another one with lower, but tell him it's more.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we go,
Yeah, there you go.
we gotta
Yeah.
like try to poke holes in
I
this and
see.
see
I
if
see.
any of
because-
it's a placebo.
It might be placebo, honestly.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
because the Coke Zero, like I said, I've had Coke Zero before, like a can of one, and those
I
have
love
like
a Coke Zero.
those have like 30 to 40 milligrams of caffeine in them, I think.
Yeah.
So, and they didn't drive me nuts.
You're okay with me lying to you about how much
I am
caffeine
okay. I'm
is in
giving
the
you
drink.
consent to lie to me.
All right.
Just know that I might get sick. And if I have to shoot anything after, like we have to shoot something after this,
It's
we're
just
shooting some travel season roundtable.
Yeah, everybody can go to Watch Your TV and watch the
Yeah,
Travel
watch
Season
Ryan
Roundtable.
puke all
watch
over
watch me
Steve.
be sick as hell.
It'll be green.
I
Green
will
puke.
be green.
That'll be lovely.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I'm on a little experiment here.
just-
Just Pod Watcher.
Speaking of all our food adventures, before this podcast, I didn't have time to have lunch, so I actually found the white bread from our food taste test. Was that 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks
That's what that was from?
ago? Yeah.
That's no good. I
Oh
think.
my God.
think
That's
3
why I
weeks
asked you if
ago.
do you think it was a good idea to
I
have?
thought you just were like thinking I'm like a well-traveled guy. Sometimes people just check me for information.
No, it was the loaf of white bread from our taste test was just sitting on a shelf this whole time, and it said that it expired. It's best if eaten by, and it was I think like a week or 2 ago. I didn't see any mold on it. I didn't have time for lunch, so I took the peanut butter from our taste test. And I never have white bread, but I got to say that stuff really is like it's like eating marshmallows.
I love it. I love
It's
white
like
bread.
candy. I just put like peanut butter on it, and I just ate it, and it just turned to goop in my mouth.
Ooh.
There's less nutrients in that, so maybe the mold will be slower also on that.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if mold can get a hold of this, then that's very impressive. This
Yeah,
stuff
it's like
is
the
mostly
fast food
just sugar.
cheeseburgers that they
Yes.
show that are like,
Yeah. White bread probably is good for like 6 months. Oh, folks, the phone line is up and running, and warmer, sunnier days, they're calling.
Bring.
That's
Bring,
good.
bring.
Oh,
So
wow.
you're like that guy from Spaceballs. Fuel up for those warm, sunny days with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto.
Oh, that sounds good.
Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals.
This is good because I don't like cooking.
Yeah, it'll probably be better than the white bread and peanut butter that I had before this episode.
Yeah, the 4-week-old white bread that you just had.
I'm sure
that's
it was
like 3 minutes.
perfectly fine. Hey, you can make today the day that you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? Huh? Was that too
It
aggressive?
felt aggressive.
What are you waiting for?
There you
Is
go.
that nice?
That sounds better.
Now you're inviting me. What am I waiting for?
Come on, what are you waiting for?
I don't
With
know.
35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore.
Sounds real good.
You guys like flavors. You're a couple flavor puppies, right?
I like not having to cook.
Okay, well, yeah, that's nice too. Hey, you can crush your wellness goals this spring and summer with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust from breakfast to dessert.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Eating well has never tasted so good. I mean that. Treat yourself to restaurant-quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon,
Oh,
shrimp.
Oh, I love shrimp.
How about a little blackened salmon?
that sounds pretty good too.
I love it.
Salmon or salmon?
Salmon.
It's definitely salmon.
Oh,
Pronounced
okay.
salmon.
Salmon.
Have I been going too soft on that L my whole life?
No, I think it's salmon.
Salmon. Well, whatever it is, it's delicious. Go ahead, keep your kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Head to factormeals.com/Watcher50 and use code Watcher50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code Watcher50 at factormeals.com/Watcher50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you,
Tasty.
Factor.
Steven, you actually labeled this Ryan B, level 1.
Well, yeah, because I had my drink as well.
Why'd you put the B?
Okay, well,
You handing these out to other Ryans in the office?
He's got various
should-
tests going on.
I should have put like a little.
Ryan-centric test.
I should have put like a little heart on there, like the baristas do when they give you a drink.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, I love
Oh, they
you.
do that for you?
I read it for myself.
You bring your own Sharpie and put a little
There
heart on
was that Ryan meetup that went viral where all those Ryans met up.
Yeah.
it. Did you go to that?
No, I was supposed to host one of the events because they reached out to me, and then we ended up having to shoot something for Ghost Files, I believe. But there might be something coming up that I might host for them. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're going to be shooting something once again. We're always shooting something.
Okay.
But you should hand these out there. Ryan with the little last initials and the levels.
It would be so fun to have a Shane meetup. They're more infrequent though than your Ryans or your Stevens. But when I meet a Shane in the wild, we really get a kick out of it.
Do you find you're similar?
Yeah,
Really?
Huh.
yeah.
I've met Ryan.
Shanes are the same.
I feel like Ryans are pretty varied.
Oh yeah, you guys are all over the place.
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
us.
so many of you.
There's a lot of Stevens too, though.
Yeah,
And they
Seagal.
spell it weird.
That's right.
Differently.
Well, Steven
That's
Seagal
right.
is exactly like Steven Lim.
Steven
though.
Tyler. Steven is like a mix between Steven Seagal and Steven Tyler.
That's correct.
Steven
Yeah,
Lim.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, if
That's
the
how I
two of
was-
them.
At your funeral, that's how you describe him. At his funeral, rather. That's how you'll do the obituary. Steven Seagal, Steven Tyler, and our guy, dearly departed Steven Lim, right in the middle.
What if all three of them died at the same time?
Whoa.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I don't want to close my eyes.
But he does.
He does. He's dead. I don't want to fall asleep. Too late. That's some humor for millennials out there who like that song in Armageddon.
That's a good song.
I finished the drink.
Whoa,
Okay.
really?
That
Wow.
was crazy.
Well, the thing is, I figured if it gets me sick, I want it to just get me sick
While we're
Fast-
shooting stuff.
faster.
Yeah.
rather than when it gets me in my real life. 'Cause
And-
I'm going to a Dodger game tonight with my dad. We got invited to a Dodger game by a friend, and so I'm very excited. I'm going to have a lot of beer.
The half-life of caffeine is like 9 hours. Or
That's
something.
unfortunate.
So,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're going to be juiced up at the game.
for half the game,
That's
you'll
right.
be juiced.
I'm going to be on the field. You're going to see me on the field on the broadcast, running around them tackling me and me just like slipping out of them all naked. Those guys are always hilarious. I always
The
wonder.
Dodgers?
No, not the Dodgers. Those guys are so funny. No, the guys that
Jump out onto the field.
onto the field in a sporting event. I always like wonder what is their mindset.
They know what's going down.
I don't like those people. Can I say that?
Well, everyone's always sad when they get caught. Like,
yeah,
the
because you
crowd boos.
root for the underdog, you know?
But
Yeah,
like,
it's inevitable. So you got to cheer them on.
well, I'm such like a future forecasting person. So like any decision I make, I'm like, how's this gonna affect me? Like, I just don't see how I would be like, let's jump over this fence and see if anyone catches me. Eventually, they're gonna catch me.
I'm not sure they're all in the rightest of minds.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're also banned. They're also banned from that arena usually for the life.
If they
So
get caught. If they
They
get
always
caught.
So do they? When do they
They're
not
on
get caught?
camera.
Wouldn't it be awesome though if there was one that didn't get caught and he somehow made it back into the stands and then disappeared? Put on a baseball cap.
Did a quick
Just-
change.
Yeah, did a quick
Okay.
change.
Drive
A little
thing.
Jason Bourne baseball cap and just
Yeah.
walked.
That I would enjoy.
That would be
With
the
the-
greatest
the-
clip of
that
all
They
time.
go
actually would
Ghost
be cool.
Protocol. Put the hood up.
I saw a security guard one time was talking about, I think this was a video. He was talking about how streakers are their like favorite things to have happen because they know the threat.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
they're not packing any heat.
They could see it.
Yeah, they can see everything.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, and it's like whatever.
I love it when it's on a golf course and they have like 19th hole written on the back with a little.
Wait, is that actually
I've never
happening?
seen that
Dude,
before.
that's so good.
I'm pretty sure.
That's
Wait.
incredible. If that hasn't happened, that's so funny,
I
dude.
swear that Matt, can you look that up? I feel like that happened at
Dude,
some point.
if that hasn't happened, you're a fucking genius. That's so funny. Oh my God. Anything happening on a golf course that's beyond what golf should be is funny to me.
Oh, this guy.
19th
We're watching a video of a man
with a mullet and a mustache running around with 19th hole written on
and
his
he's
back.
sort of
Oh, look at that juke.
He's,
Look
he's
at that
ducking and
juke.
weaving.
That juke was good.
Wow, this guy's good. And he's sort of like raising his hands up in the air and sort of a like,
Oh,
are
he
you not
jumps into the-
entertained?
He
jumps
dives
into
into
the
the
pond.
lake. Oh my God. Dude, see how amazing would it be if this guy somehow swam across?
He just jumped into the lake. He
He
jumped into
belly
the
flopped
pond.
into the lake very
Oh my
ungracefully.
God.
Sorry about the video stuff.
Wow.
listeners.
No, it's,
Well, we described it. We
it's
gave a
pretty
great
good.
play-by-play.
It's
Yeah.
see if that guy escaped somehow and was able to swim his way back to like an escape pod of some sort. Greatest video on earth.
His name is Max Savage.
Yeah, what if he had
Whoa.
dived
Whoa.
in and then gone through like a hole in the bottom and then just never reappeared?
That's my dream. Just one time, I want to see one of these folks that run onto a field for a sporting event escape. Just because you know how thrilling was it when he juked that security guard and the guy missed?
Or you know what they should do is they should play into it and have like some kind of staged thing that you think is a streaker, but then I don't know, have a little fun with it. Do a little theater of the mind and trick people.
What if one guy jumps onto the baseball field, he's running around, he dodges a couple security guards, and after it's apparent that he's going to get caught, 50 more guys who are with him,
Like the Matrix.
yeah, come out
yeah.
also in the same outfit, and then they start zigzagging.
They should have like a big choreographed fight scene. That would be funny.
Yeah, like Neo versus all the Smiths.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I the other day I was just rewatching from the original
Matrix trilogy.
No, from the original Naked Gun when Leslie Nielsen is the ump for the baseball.
I haven't seen that movie.
It is. He's just like undercover and he's playing the ump. And then he realizes like how excited the audience is or the crowd is when he like makes the call.
Yeah.
So he just gets like really excited about it.
Oh, dude, it's
so-
good.
And they play Randy Newman's "I Love LA." It's incredibly.
That's,
It's
I know
wild.
we're not here to talk about sports, but I do like when an ump gets really into calling strikes.
Yeah, we'll watch that after this episode. Don't let
really
me
good.
forget that.
They make funny noises when they have a strike. It's really good. If I was an
Real Friday
umpire,
energy in here today.
I would be really going for it on those strike calls. What noise would you make for a strike call to really give? Because some people
Well, you
do.
have to say strike.
No, you don't.
What?
No, when you have a strike,
you just
you
do
have
it?
to. You have to do the thing with your finger, which is a pointer finger, kind of like a motion like that. But you can make whatever noise you want. There's one guy who's famous for going ha
That's good.
ha.
I know what noise Ryan would make.
Oh, if I went,
Like but they had you really mic'd up, so it just echoed.
one of those little TED Talk
The
mics.
little the countryman, the Sennheiser countryman.
I don't know what I would do actually. There is one guy who has like a full like. Also, when you do a strikeout, they also have a big move where they punch out like they're like you're out of there kind of thing. But other than Steve, yeah, some people going Steve.
It's crazy how
But
sometimes it feels so personal though.
But then a ball,
Yeah.
well, ball is always the same intonation. It's just
Do umpires?
it's just ball.
Do umpires? They make a good living.
I
don't know.
Not
How do you get there?
I don't know, but I do know that the worst umpire of all time finally retired.
Well, who's that?
Angel Hernandez.
Yeah.
No, there's a compilation of all his worst calls, which is
he's not good.
he's very
made
bad,
calls.
but it's kind of funny. I forgot what his strike call. What would your noise be, Shane? Just for the thematic element of it, because you would be a funny umpire, I think, honestly,
I would love to be an
because you have
umpire.
such long limbs.
Yeah.
You could really go for it. It has to be a signature noise that you make every time,
Signature noise.
and you would hear it on every broadcast.
That's tough.
Just thinking with a naked gun.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible. Maybe like a little bit of a drawl to it,
That's
nice
pretty
voice crack.
That's really good. Actually, the laugh would be too hard for me to execute over and over. Again,
Yeah.
honestly, you'd just be
I
like,
think you could do it.
honk. What if I went honk? Honk, honk.
I would love to be it. Maybe we could one day try to be umpires for like Weird Wonderful
That
World
would
or
be
something.
so
Oh, that's
good,
fun.
dude.
That's fun.
Specifically try to be umpires.
Because it's such a goofy thing.
It's very scary though too, because you got to catch the ball.
Well, they might be.
And catching anything is
Well, you don't have to
scary.
catch the
No,
ball.
no.
You don't have to catch the ball. That's the catcher.
Well, if it like pops up,
If it pops up, you don't really ever catch
never
it.
do
Get out of the
Oh,
way.
the catcher's down.
The catcher
he's-
catches the ball.
He's down there, and then the ump is behind him.
yeah.
That's why his name is catcher.
You're right. For some reason, I was merging those two in my brain.
I could see that. They're both kneeled down.
They're both there.
Yeah.
They kind of stand side by side, so they look like they're one
But
person.
the ump, he wears like a suit, right?
He wears like a polo,
It's
and then he
extremely
has.
funny what they wear.
It's really funny. It's kind of like a suit.
They're like the gentleman on
and
the
then
field.
they have a face mask. They actually don't have as much protection as the catcher does, which I always feel bad for them.
Yeah.
They wear like khakis
And khakis,
and a
yeah, dude.
polo, and then like it looks like a pillow in it.
Yeah.
I know it's not a pillow.
We've actually, I found out the key to talking about sports with Shane. We just got to talk about baseball
Baseball.
because it's funny. It's a funny sport.
Yeah, funny sports are. And
It's
you
not
had
the
a phase where
funniest
you wanted
sport.
to get into baseball too.
The funniest sport on earth is probably what the fuck is the one where they're like
Shuffleboard?
it's the one where it's in the Olympics. It's like they push like a disc on like ice or like on a like a, and then there's people like brooming the ice in front of them to like
Yeah,
make
what's
it- curling. That one's really good.
Funny.
Curling is hilarious.
It's a funny sport. It's probably the second funniest sport is the one where you're skiing and then every now and then you stop to shoot a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
The Jason Bourne
I
one.
think it's just a rifle. I don't think it's a
What do they
sniper
call
rifle.
that?
They call it like
Decathlon,
It's just
triathlon,
something
like
like
winter
that.
triathlon.
It's unfortunate that there's something else called skeet shooting, and
Yeah.
that's what that should be.
that's what that should be, dude.
Oh,
That's
ski
actually
shooting.
ski. Yeah, or we could just call it ski shooting.
Well, because
I've
part of
cross
the
country skied before. It's tough.
God,
I would do
part of the trick of that though is like you're expending a lot of
Yeah.
cardio, and then you gotta rest your body. You gotta
Yeah.
shooting. I think is difficult when you're.
When you're sniping in Fortnite, is it actually tough? Like, do you have to do you do that thing in Call of Duty when you take a breath and then like you?
I don't know anything about that. No, no, it's much easier than that.
It's
But
hard.
they just introduced Magneto in Fortnite, and now he's doing metal powers. I'm excited.
What's going on in that game?
There's a lot going on.
That game feels broken in terms of its mechanics. If
It's
these
cracked,
players have all these
baby.
powers,
It's cracked.
I don't know about that.
I brought a video to look at this week. Can we shift?
Ooh.
Sure.
Why not
Yes.
shift? Can we move this along? I saw this the other night.
Do you have something?
No, I was gonna say, Brian, how are you feeling? But we'll say that for the end.
I feel very energetic right now. If you can't tell,
Oh, interesting.
Do you feel energetic in a good way or a
this is
jittery
typically
way?
what happens is for 30 to 40 minutes after the last time I had a cup of coffee, it was how it always is. The first 30 to 40 minutes, I feel like on drugs, like jacked, and my skin feels tingly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually I will start to break out into hives, and then I will start to sweat, and then I will start
You're
to,
about to break out.
and then I will start to get a fever. That's usually how it
When
happens.
does that happen? Like 3 hours in?
That usually happens about an hour-ish after.
Okay, so we'll know if that happens very soon.
If not now, then when we film Travel Season Roundtable after
Okay.
this. But I'm already feeling the skin tingliness. So
Really? Oh man, I put too much caffeine in there, huh? Well, all right.
we'll see. I mean, you'll see physically.
All right, sorry. Go to the video.
Now, I don't know how many views this has. I'm sure. I feel like this is probably on some like top 5 scariest videos.
Oh, shit.
I saw this the other night. I don't
What's
know.
the title of the video here?
The title of the video is Scariest Sound I've Ever Heard in the Forest.
That's compelling.
And it's a person who seems to just like walk around the woods at night.
Knowing you, Shane, I'm almost suspecting this is a joke video.
It's not a joke video.
It's just a giant fart.
It's not a joke video, but I want to say this about it, which is that I watched it. Actually, I'm going to say this after because I just want us to experience it.
Let's hear it.
And
Can you throw in for the audio listeners who are not watching the video?
Yeah.
Is there anything that they need to be?
Really, there's nothing that you need to know about the visuals of this, except it's just a man walking through the woods at night. It's a fairly long video, and this thing just happens in the very middle of it. And
Oh my
it's,
God. Yeah.
let's
Shane
hear
wrote
it.
a 22-minute video.
Yeah, we're going to watch all 22 minutes of it.
Sweet. Buckle up, everybody.
So it's really this is really is an audio experience. So,
Right.
but the basics of it are it's this guy walking around the woods. It's a pretty desolate area. Like I don't think there's a lot of people around. You go like play like just a random bit here, and we can see what the vibe is. Here he is. It's a guy walking through the woods. It's dark. He's got a flashlight.
You can hear him breathing. Oh my God.
I don't know where he is. I'm sure he says in the
Dude.
video.
What is he doing? Is he just walking around trying to catch ghosts?
Oh my
or-
God. We're about to shoot something. This is reminding me of how awful it's going to be and scary.
Someone in the comments said at some point you hear him turn his light off and
Everything here is dead.
you just hear him hit a vape pen. which is even crazier to me to be in the woods in the middle of the night and also be like, why don't I get a little high? Okay. If we want to get to the part in question, I think it happens around 13 minutes and 5 seconds in, but why don't we, you can
see that. You can
jump
see.
to like, here we go.
let's get
so we can
yeah.
lead up to it. Okay. He's walking around.
Man, this place is so lonely.
All right.
Yeah.
Imagine
it's the
just
woods.
being lost out here. It feels like this
I'm
would
getting
never
scared.
end.
I can't wait.
Once he turns the light out, be sure to be quiet.
Oh, fuck. Oh, hi.
Bro,
What the hell?
if I heard that in the woods and I was alone after I turned my light off, I see you.
Isn't that fucking, so when I watched that, I was like, man, that's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I had watched it like just before bed, and I went into the bedroom and I was like, Sarah, I gotta show you this video of this.
I gotta
voice
show
in the
this to Mari too.
And Sarah was like, I don't want to watch that before bed. Then the next morning she was like, I had dreams about a voice in the woods, because I basically told her the gist of it.
Yeah.
And then the next morning I was like, okay, let me play it for you. And then I played it for her and she was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. And I was
That
like,
is not funny.
right?
It is not funny.
I was like, I don't know. It creeped me out.
It's the voice tone.
Yeah. One more time, just because it's, and his light goes out just before then, which is,
Oh my God,
it's scary.
You know, I have to say, I think it's fake.
It could be.
But
I don't
if
know.
it is, but if it,
think?
but if it is, it's still very well executed.
It's well executed for being so deep into a 22-minute video where
Yeah.
nothing else happens. I want to make sure we give credit where credit's due.
Yeah,
who is this posted by?
Creepy Outdoors.
Creepy Outdoors.
But that
curious to
sounds
see-
kind of like me in the background. It
That's
sounds,
does.
why I was like laughing more
That's
so than
why-
creeped
if
out.
I go right here, if I put my mic,
Yeah, try it.
Wow. That's
Yep.
pretty good.
it's pretty good, right?
Yep.
I was like, that's the only thing that kept it from being super scary to me. I was like, I could see myself doing that.
Yeah,
to
for
somebody.
sure.
Like,
Like-
even if I was out there and I
Yeah.
saw somebody, I could see myself doing that.
Even if they didn't plan this, you could see like if there was like a wayward group of teens hanging about and they saw someone like in
I
the
would do that,
distance. Yeah, for sure. You'd do that.
You know what the
just to scare.
craziest part about the whole video is, though? No response or reaction from him.
Well,
Well, that's even more confusing.
Yeah, he's just calmly responds right away. That's insane to me. If that happened to me, I think I would shit myself.
Watching this again.
Oh, fuck.
Come on.
Yeah, dude, there's no way. There's
Unless
no
this
way
guy's
that's his
just-
response.
Unless he's just like high out of his mind and he's like not reacting to stuff.
I could see that being a real reaction.
How would you react to that, Shane? Because you're the one everyone wants to know how you would react. Because everyone knows how I would react.
I'd probably yell something like, I'll fucking kill you or something.
Whoa.
As a survival tactic, just to be like, out crazy
I don't
them?
think I would actually murder someone unless...
No, but to out crazy them, right?
To be clear, I don't think that I would murder someone. But yes, to out crazy them.
You would just say, "I'll fuck." Can you say how you would do it? Like, okay, I just said that.
I'd go.
Here, I'll lead you in. I'll lead you in.
Okay.
You just turn your light off.
Okay, click.
I see you. I'll fucking kill you.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect you to mimic the voice. I thought you were gonna say it like really mean.
No, I don't know. But it's funny because this led me to watch it. Like, obviously, the related videos were like, scary thing that I heard in the woods.
Yeah.
And there was one guy who was like in his tent in the middle of nowhere camping, and he heard like desolate, isolated, but then he heard like footsteps outside.
Okay, yeah.
And like, maybe this was also fake, but he was like, who is that? I'm so scared. He's like, I've got a knife. And then he was like, where's my knife? Audibly saying like, I can't find my knife.
You know what just made me laugh is the realization of like that little exercise we did where I said, I'll see you, and you said, I'll fucking kill you, is the stacking of that. Imagine there is a third person out there who's not related to you or I.
Oh, dear.
And they hear first, I'll see you, and then I'll fucking kill you. That person is thinking, I'm really fucked because there's like
coming
two
from
people.
both directions. Yeah.
That would be terrifying. That's that thing about the woods, and they mentioned this, I think in the Blair Witch. Maybe they don't, but the woods, when you're out there and you hear a noise, there's something about the woods where you can't identify which direction it's coming from.
Can that be true?
It is true. When you're out like in like the deep woods and like in like around trees.
Is it the
there's
echoing?
There's an echoing factor where it's incredibly hard to pinpoint which direction the sound is coming from, which makes it eerier.
That is freaky.
Woods are, Blair Witch remains one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
Oh, dude, that movie is terrifying.
And I'm not
holds up
spooked by much, but yeah, sounds in the woods. If you're like in the woods late alone,
yeah,
which I don't think I've been very often in my life.
No, it's a bad thing to do. It's a bad thing to do.
I've been on camping trips where I'm like, I'm gonna go take a pee at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Venture.
Say
10
sayonara to all your friends. Like,
yeah. What was the one you were going to talk about?
It's not it sounds not that scary, but it chilled me to my bones. There's a video of like what a T-Rex actually sounds like.
Interesting.
It's if you could look
Is
that
it like,
up.
No,
it's truly really disturbing. I mentioned this in an episode of Ghost Files coming up because there's an episode that kind of involves dinosaurs. The title of the song, or the video rather, is Real T-Rex Sounds. Credit to Studio Mod.
Interesting. Okay.
There's a still in here that's also super scary when the scary part comes.
It's like sort of like a foghorn.
This is like analyzing their vocal cords of what they probably did sound like.
But we haven't gotten to the roar.
Oh. Just imagine hearing this in the dark in the woods.
Yeah, I guess if you heard that in the woods, it would be pretty unnerving.
Sounds like
sounds like,
Bowser.
I was going to say, it sounds like when the predator laughs.
There's one image in here that's very primal. At least this one. I do not like this image so much.
It's not particularly scary.
I get it.
That looks like, a character in Mario, for sure.
It gets a little more into...
Oh.
That would be scary.
That's scary, dude.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, thank you.
That's
I like
scarier
that.
than what old Stevie Spielberg came up with.
That's the question is like, do you think that's scarier
It just
than
sounds
what's
like a semi-truck horn in Jurassic Park. It's like, oh.
There's something alien sounding about it that makes it scary that it's attached to such a large thing.
Yeah.
Like a large being that could rip you apart, literally.
There's something about like, even in like music, they'll do like extremely like minor chord, like deep rumbles that like you can
Where you
feel,
feel it in your
body.
plums.
Yeah, and it's like it's scary, but it also is like it like kind of lulling you into a sense of like. Does that make sense? Like a sense of like, oh, I'm fascinated by this to the point where
It's like hypnotic.
Like if like the sound of the tripods in
I love it.
And War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. I'll play it real quick.
Those are great. The sound design behind that is really good. That actually is a good comp because it kind of sounds like this. The tripod War of the Worlds sound design is incredible.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
That shit rips. I remember seeing this in theaters and just being like, "Now this is cinema, baby."
Dude, that
even though it's like a B+ movie.
Oh, it's not a B+ movie, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's
the
actually
third act is. Yeah.
I think it's quite good.
Yeah.
The way that they just vaporize people and their clothes are just fluttering around in the air is insane in this movie. Steven, have you seen this film?
I have not. What is this?
It's called War of the Worlds. It was made in 2003, I believe.
Five.
Oh wow, 2005. It stars Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, and there's a really great little sequence with Tim Robbins.
Sure.
Whoa.
That's all you got to say about it.
Yeah.
Have you heard, what's that bird that sounds like the dinosaur? It's like the carousel?
Cassowary?
Yes, the cassowary.
Yeah.
Have you heard this? Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen this.
No.
It's fun to listen to sounds together.
Cassowary. So this sounds like an actual dinosaur. This is a real bird.
They're scary birds to
It's a
begin
real
with.
bird in the world.
Whoa.
Wow.
And we're not looking at a huge bird here.
The colors on this bird are incredible.
Beautiful bird.
Beautiful. Turkey-like. Oh.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's the one.
Oh man. Yeah, it sounds like the
God.
Velociraptors in Jurassic Park. There's an animal that sounds like exactly like a human laughing. Like
Oh.
I forget.
Is that a cryptid of some kind?
No, it's a real animal. You could just look it up. It's like an animal sounds like human.
I
That
love
would freak
animals.
me
I
out.
love animals and so how strange they are. Animal that sounds like human laughing is what we've looked up. There's a horse.
Is it that?
A
Oh, the
kookaburra?
Maybe is that? I could check it out.
Kookaburras and
Probably a
the
bird.
old gum tree.
No, this can't be.
No.
Wait, it's going to get...
That is freaky though. The bird's gonna explode.
Oh my god. When does the beat drop?
Whoa, damn, this guy's fucking good.
Oh damn!
Yo.
Dude, imagine
The way
this
he
is-
really builds up to it is very exciting.
Imagine
Some
that's
DJ's
your-
got to make a beat off
Brookfield
that.
Zoo.
If that's your
Shout out to Brookfield Zoo.
if that's your pet bird and then does that at like 2:00 in the morning, you're gonna fucking kill that bird.
For a lot of this, there will probably not be visuals just because we're listening to
It's
it.
just,
I don't wanna
yeah, you
track
don't
it
even
on
need
videos.
to, you don't need to see these things.
Maybe
These
I was
are
thinking of an
beautiful
animal,
sounds.
just like an animal. Oh, goat screaming. That's probably what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But everyone knows
No,
that.
but
That's
yeah.
everyone knows that. I swear I saw a video of what it sounded.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
that
That's a
sound.
real sound.
Now that's a hyena that Matt pulled up.
Yeah.
This I love. I love now that just animal sounds are just infiltrating it. Wow. They're really something.
And nature's crazy, huh?
It really is. I love all these strange little
Is this
creatures we're talking about. Who do you got there?
That is pretty good.
Is that a fox?
It's a fox. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Is it laughing or is it crying?
All right, I'm gonna try one more, and then we can move on. This is a dog laughs like human. I've never seen.
That can't be real. That can't be real.
I can see it.
I love when people will have like their dog and they'll be like, my dog can talk, or like it'll
Oh,
the video will be like,
husky?
no, maybe it's a husky, but they'll usually be like,
Yeah. There's
They'll be like, he says, I love my mama.
That's like me with the spirit box.
there was that one dog that said, I love Ira.
I love Iris.
That's all it ever
That's
is.
a funny clip from the
It's
movie
like,
Evolution. Remember that
Okay,
Orlando?
let's hear it.
I love you. I love you.
This is a man.
Mishka, I love you.
It's so good.
I love you.
That's really
If
funny.
you're looking for it, it's definitely there. It's definitely
It's
there.
good.
This is what she.
Yeah, they kind
This
of
is not what I spend my evenings doing.
You know, I almost got a husky.
Me too, except it's with ghosts.
With
You wanted-
you almost
you
got a
wanted-
I
husky.
almost got a
dog
husky.
that
I actually
had-
fostered a husky. Well, so we have Ruth, and we were getting a second dog, and we fostered a husky to see if they could get along. Unfortunately, they did not. But
You don't want a husky in Los
I
Angeles.
really wanted a husky.
An Aussie
It's
chef
so
and a
beautiful.
husky, you'd be busy.
Yeah, it ended up being better. I get a more low energy dog for the second one. But,
Yeah.
yeah. We just thought, the high energy would cancel each other out.
Oh, sure.
I
Anyway,
don't know
that
if it
husky
would.
was
They're not
was
electrons.
howling. Huh?
They're not electrons, dude. I don't know.
But
if
they
that's how it
would
works.
play with each
No,
other.
they play with each other. Yeah, yeah.
But wouldn't they also then possibly team up and cause more havoc?
I'm not sure, actually. People who seem to have like 2 high energy dogs are pretty happy though.
I can't deal with that. I don't think
That'd be a lot.
I can't deal with that. It
I
seems- all the
yeah.
dog people I know in my life are so stressed out by their dogs.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
see that. We got lucky with the Vinny man, though. Sometimes he does stress me out. He's putting a lot of stuff in his mouth.
I mean, every video meeting we've had in the past 6 months has been interrupted by you at some point being like, "No, Benny,
pee-pee man. No, put that down.
Do we have some
he's-
questions or voicemails today?
Just doing pee-pee man things.
Or questions from Matt? I don't know what we got. Oh,
I think we got some stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. That's nice.
It's the Pod Watcher, Pod Listener Mail Truck.
Wow.
What did we say last time?
You tried to sing a song,
Oh,
but you can just say the email.
no, we had said something like, driven by you or something. Now where you take the wheel
Will you take the wheel
take
of
the
the mail
wheel.
truck?
of the mail truck.
Except if you bring it to my house, Ruth will bark incessantly at you.
Yeah, we don't really have too much today. This was mostly just a very interesting, very funny call.
Okay.
To me.
Okay.
Excited to hear it.
Hey, gents. I just finished the most recent episode. Today is July 2nd. I also had to take one of those stupid aptitude tests in high school or in 8th grade, and it told me I should be a baseball announcer. I was a music teacher for 9 years, got licensed to be a principal, decided that education was evil, got out, and now I'm actually a Renaissance Festival entertainer. So
Whoa.
close, right? And this isn't necessarily a question, but guys, you realize that I know it's like ILUK, like I look. Y'all are called Watcher.
Yeah.
Ask, I look.
Yeah.
818.
Whoa.
Ask, I look. You're just asking Watcher questions. I know ILUK is like a
That's good.
brand of
Oh, I
whatever
guess that's
that like
true.
Matt said, but you know, just run with it. You're Watcher, you have eyeballs, and you look.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
look.
That is true.
Bye. Love you guys. Love the streamers. Think you're the tits. Bye.
We didn't even get a name on that one.
No
but
name on that
yeah,
one.
thank
I love the
you.
That's really good. I
It's
can't
very-
believe
That's the thing that's so.
We missed it.
I know we did miss that. I look.
I look.
What?
I look.
Ask.
look.
I look.
Instead, we did impersonations of what's her face from Avatar. Instead, that's what our takeaway
Yeah.
was.
It's very funny that those aptitude tests were so weirdly specific. It's very funny to be told that you should be a baseball announcer.
That's pretty
It's
good.
so
That's,
specific.
that's one of the funniest things to be told you should be.
Yeah. I think I would have a lot of fun with that.
I had Firewatch on mine when I was in high school.
Like to
I didn't
man
do
a
one of those.
Firewatch tower.
Yeah.
So basically, like you're
They said you
a
love to kind of
lone
just-
weirdo.
Yeah, mhm.
You should not be around other people, but you can recognize the sight of a fire.
I did one
And then
too,
you
and it
can
said I
tell
should be in prison.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I've never done
We
one.
gotta lock you up.
I've just
I
never.
know.
You know what?
could
I would
believe
love to
it.
take one of those here now.
Well, that'd be fun.
As
Oh.
an adult.
That
Yeah,
would be fun. That was fun. That was nice.
Smart.
I was looking at the phone. Is the U on 8?
Caffeine's making me sleepy.
Yes.
Is that? I think maybe a crash is happening.
What? No.
Well,
Already?
no.
it could be.
This fast?
I have no idea.
So the U is on the number 8. So the phone number could be 81. You ask, I look.
You ask, I look.
Yeah.
So like you ask the question, we look at it.
Wait, it's actually you ask?
Well, it's 81, and then on the 818, and then the 8 would be you.
8-1.
81. You ask, I look.
8-1.
That's
You
wow.
ask.
Very good. Yeah,
Oh.
that's good. That's good. 8-1. You ask. I look.
I love when satisfying things like that
I'm not
work
sure about
out.
that.
You ask. I look.
I look.
I look.
Anyway, that's very. Thank you, whoever that was. That
Change
was-
the name of the podcast.
By the way,
I
if,
look.
if you didn't know what we're talking about, which I just realized we never established the context of this. Oh, Matt gave us the phone number for
Yeah, the phone number, which we didn't even talk about. Which is,
that's what I said. The phone number, which you guys could call in and ask us questions, and I was trying to find digits that would make sense because you know how on the phone numbers they have like 3 letters.
well, give me
that
credit.
decide.
I did do that
You just didn't. But you couldn't. You couldn't.
because I got asked.
Yeah. But I Luke. I Luke was the other thing, but we just discovered 818. The 8 is the.
81. You ask, I look.
That's pretty good.
That's really
Hey, why don't
good.
you ask, I look.
Okay, this is a nice one.
Nice one.
Again, if you want to call, it's 818-275-4585.
81, you ask, I look.
All right, this song comes from this song, excuse me. This question comes from Peaches.
What up? This is Peaches. I had a serious question for you guys. If you guys had to choose between a zombie apocalypse or an alien invasion, which one would you choose?
Ooh.
And also, what would be your method of survival? Would you be out and about in terrain, or would you try to board up the windows and live in your own place? Let me know. Look forward to it. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Peaches.
Great question.
It's a good
Peaches.
question.
That was. Can just
Yeah,
go to the
yeah,
beginning
we
one
wanna
more
hear the
time. I
beginning.
just want to hear the
I was
beginning one more
hoping you would
time.
want it.
Yeah.
What up? This is Peaches.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Peaches kind of got their own like tagline.
I love
That's
that.
right.
What up?
I've actually always wanted to do a series. I never told this to you guys because I was trying to prepare it without your knowledge, but where I create like the situations that you guys have to like survive in. But I couldn't figure out the exact like mechanics of it. and
Like
the cost.
Jigsaw. You're like Jigsaw.
Yeah, because you had the idea of like netting. Remember that show you wanted to make, Netted?
Oh, I wanted to make a show called Netted.
Where we all
yeah.
like grab giant nets and net each other.
Well, it would be a
Not
show.
each other. We'd
not
have
each
to-
other.
Oh,
There-
one person
You'd
nets the
set
other.
someone loose in the city.
Yeah, you guys would be loose in the city, and it would be for like a 4-block radius, and then I would have a giant comical net, and if I could catch you in the net after a certain amount of time, I would win. It was, I still want to do that show. I think it'd be funny as hell. I mean, I just want to trap someone in a giant net like Isabel from Animal Crossing.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always thought that like, you know, or like a fake prison break or like just situations that would be very fun for you guys to do. But anyway, zombie apocalypse, alien invasion. What are you feeling?
It's tough to say because like zombie apocalypse, you know the parameters of that, you know what that looks like. Alien invasion, what's the vibe? You know, it could be a War of the Worlds thing. It could be There's
We've
a lot.
actually like we kind of have some idea of what a zombie apocalypse would feel like, at least
I
for
think
the
so.
beginning,
I think so.
because of the pandemic.
Of course, who could forget?
I have a pretty clear answer in my head, but I'm curious what you guys think.
I think I would go aliens just because, I mean, this is assuming they're not just showing up and just instantly murdering everyone.
Invasion would suggest. Oh, are you talking
I don't
about
know.
like if they would be nice?
Yeah, maybe they just show up and give us like some delicacies
Yeah,
from
give
their
us some
planet.
like some taffy or something like that.
And they like give us a little,
Pretty good.
yeah,
Just
they
a
give-
bowl of popcorn.
Yeah.
What if it's like a
alien popcorn? We give them popcorn
And
as
they
a
just
pizza.
throw it
They
in
go,
their face. And just throw a bowl on their head.
and then we show them, Matrix Reloaded.
There are a lot more ways out with an alien invasion.
I think I lean toward alien invasion because
fu.
I think the unknown of what's going to happen in an alien invasion is more appealing to me than what I know will be a slow and painful death in the zombie apocalypse.
Your eyes were closed for that.
I was
whole-
imagining that.
Yeah, I know.
I was imagining
Where
that.
is he going?
I was thinking about the aliens coming down and then
You look like you were warging into a zombie.
Yeah.
like Brandon Game of Thrones.
Wait, I was so distracted by that I didn't actually hear what you said.
I said I would prefer the alien.
I think so too, because
I would too.
zombies, it's like, at least if aliens come down and they like kill one of your friends or something, they shoot them with a little ray gun and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal
That's
with
what you would say if I got shot by a ray gun.
fuck.
You just go fuck, and you just close the door and lock it.
But then I wouldn't have to deal with with a zombie. Guess what? Your friend gets bit. Your family member gets bit.
Yeah.
Then you have to be there and be like, Not
to mention how many.
you got to shoot him in the head.
Well, also not to mention this is one of my biggest problems with zombie movies is there's always this idea that once you get bit, you got to shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And there's no chance of a recovery. But if this happened in real life, there's no way we would be able to immediately assume that person's never going to recover.
Well, you got to, I mean, you would have some time and evidence and to understand
there always would be at least some hope. I would say that there would be a cure.
I mean, if they don't have a heartbeat,
I would still have that hopeful part of my brain that maybe we could figure it out. So maybe we don't shoot grandma in the head.
you got to.
because
Well, guess what? Grandma's going to be chewing your balls off if you don't.
Why my balls? Would I be like climbing a ladder and she's walking under me while I'm climbing the ladder? I'm trying to think of a scenario in which she's going straight for the balls.
You never see them go for the balls in those movies. But
Was
I,
I
guess people
spreading
usually
two high chairs up like a bar and I was doing the splits on them and she's like limboing under and squeezing
Well,
my
they tore
balls in
your
her-
pants off. They tore your pants off, and you were between two chairs. And the zombies.
Or maybe Grandma was waiting for me at the bottom of a water slide, in which case I just come down spreading. Oh, Grandma, what are you doing at the bottom? I would choose Alien Apocalypse. I would choose an Alien Apocalypse because I feel like an Alien Apocalypse of the two apocalypses. Is that apocalypse?
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, apocalypses.
Apocalypses. I think
Apocalypses.
I would think that it would be the only one of the two in which humans have the best chance to band together as a unit.
Yeah.
Whereas in zombies, here's why.
Well, 'cause
I'll explain my reasoning. Because as a zombie apocalypse, they're dumb. They can't organize. So like people could then organize around them in best ways to get around them, but also then take advantage of other humans. Whereas aliens would be conceivably very intelligent. So we would have to put all of our brain power together.
And the other thing is,
to
with
defeat them.
zombies, they're recruiting.
Exactly.
You're not.
They can
Well, you know
zombie
what? I'm sure if the aliens come, there are going to be some fucking pieces of shit who are like, I think they got some good ideas.
I for one welcome our new alien overlords.
Yeah, dude.
So I'm sure they'll probably get some people. But zombies they're munching on people left and right. Guess what? That's a new zombie. That's a new zombie. That's a new zombie.
But there's an
We
intelligence
can't-
level that we're
It takes
dealing
us
with.
9 months to make a new human.
That's true. Zombies
Like,
it's like one day
recruit,
it's like, it's like the
recruit.
microwave version of a human.
yeah.
But the alien, the intelligence level would suggest that you would need to band together resources wise to defeat them because you would need an actual organized plan to defeat an intelligent enemy.
You
I'm
have a
not
lot of hope.
I'm not saying it would work. I'm saying it's the only shot we would have is dealing with a species more intelligent than our own. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so now it's alien invasion.
It's
what
gotta
do
be.
you do?
Hide.
I would probably board up my house and just pray. But I mean, honestly, I would be listening to the radio to see if there was any strategies. Unfortunately, I
Strategies.
don't really like
The radio?
because that's probably what only television broadcast. I imagine that would be gone
How do you know?
because television is like the first to go usually in any apocalypse.
I feel like it'd be, I mean, the new version of radio
Shortwave
is
is usually-
podcasts.
well, you can't. No one's gonna be editing. You imagine an alien invasion? Like, let me get an Adobe Premiere and edit
Oh.
together this podcast and upload it.
Then I'm for alien invasion.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, then again, you will. Like I said, it's the only shot we would have. There is the randomizer card of Alien. They could come down and be like, pod people where they infiltrate a human body and then take over them. And
You know
like
what, though? I just realized because they will be intelligent, having been able to come to planet Earth, is it crazy to think that we could reason with them?
No,
But we could dunk on them.
I think you could maybe could.
Like, I think I could, I'm more okay with somebody that is intelligent than something that cannot be reasoned with.
that's the thing. So like aliens, there's a wider range of outcomes. They could be like
Yes.
an ET,
Yes.
where they're very nice,
Oh.
or Close Encounters of a Third Kind kind of thing. But then
That
on
was
the
more
other end,
John Lennon.
at the other,
E.T. and John Lennon, very similar. Yoko.
but
I got the phone home.
but they could also be
To Liverpool,
War of the
go.
Worlds, in which case we're all dead.
Yeah. All right.
So there's more hope on the alien side.
I agree with that.
Zombies, it just brings out the worst in humanity.
But you do have a plan with zombies. With aliens, it's kind of
Yeah,
just
but
That's
you,
true.
but then
You got to
zombies,
pivot. You really got to pivot a lot with
zombies
aliens.
just accelerates what's already happening with our world right now in a big way.
brutal. Anyway, that's the show.
yeah, damn, dude. All right, Ryan, how you feeling?
I feel okay. I will say that I felt incredibly energetic at the beginning, and I don't know. That's why it might be placebo. But I will say right now, I feel pretty lethargic.
Lethargic. Wow.
Lethargic.
Yeah.
But do you have hives? Do you have any like
no hives. The
bad
tingling
symptoms?
sensation on my skin is starting to subside.
That's from the bananas.
Yes, from bananas.
So I should up the
You got to up it.
Up it? Okay.
Yeah,
gotta
you have
up
to
it next
remember
time.
it was preceded by 3 giant breakfast tacos.
That's good.
Is it like alcohol, where it's like the more food in your body? then they get
I-
It is.
I
Yeah.
think
Really?
it might be.
Food
think it
food
might
will
That's why coffee is the first thing I have in the
Yeah.
morning.
You want to mainline that shit.
I have my coffee, then I have my oatmeal.
You got to hook up an IV drip.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
or maybe what we do is we give you the same amount every week and slowly up it like month over month. and then build your
Hey,
tolerance
I
that
don't
way.
think.
I'm
I
happy
think
with
from
that.
here on out, you should not tell him
what it is.
Okay.
what you're doing, as
I
long
think-
as
I like
Ryan's
that.
comfortable
I think
with
that's
that.
okay. I think that's okay.
Okay, but I'll bring you a drink every week.
That'll give us the most interesting data, I think.
Well,
Great app.
good app.
Last step in this studio.
It's the last. Yeah, this is the
Oh,
last
we're
episode
switching.
in
We're
this
switching
podcast
rooms
studio.
after this. This room's always been a little tight, and we want to stretch out.
You think this room is tight? You should step in that for-year amusement room.
That one's pretty. Yeah.
All right, we've reached the number of times we can mention that show on this show.
Yeah, we did it.
5 per episode, and
Nice,
we've reached
nice.
the
Say it
limit.
one more time. Byron's gonna burst in the door.
He will appear like Candyman.
You know what? I'm shooting FYA. They're never talking about Podwatcher.
That's true.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's because when we're in the ride zone, we only talk about
Yeah.
rides, baby.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
believe
They're
it.
sickos.
We are sickos.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great summer. If you have questions, feel free to submit them for the next episode. I think going forward, we've settled into a nice policy of if we have an urgent topic like the little video that I wanted to play today, well, we're gonna bring it to the table.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we've been having a great time answering your questions and listening to your voicemails. So we're going to use that to kind of keep steering us for a bit. I
That
don't know.
sounds
We're
good.
keeping it loose, baby.
Yeah.
So if you do have any questions, feel free to email AskWatcherPods@gmail.com or the phone number, Maddie.
That is 818-275-4585 or 81 you ask, I look.
You ask, I Luke.
Hey, Luke.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week. Huh. Adios.
Deuces.